The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Wednesday, hump day. Looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, where I forgot to look it up again, but it is warm and there's not a lot of wind or a lot of cloud cover. So, and it's a little humid. So it is warm, hot. Not like it is in Oxnard. I will let Jesse roll with this, and then we'll welcome our guest.
All right, we have a full show today. Nate is in Oxnard. He is Kurt Daniels. We got the captain back in the captain seat, Shannon Gross. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us. We got Jazzy in the back, too, when we speak.
Brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Before we get into the show,
yes.
Right, before we get into it, it's Wednesday. You know, Wednesday's therapy day, so I haven't done a check in a while.
You haven't.
How the mentals and the dentals, Kurt? Mentals
Good.
and dentals?
Well, I went to the dentist, recently.
Okay.
I got to go get a little cavity filled.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah. Believe me, I'm very familiar.
But otherwise, everything's good.
Mentals and dentals are good, Shannon? Mentals and dentals?
Dentals are really good. Went a week and a half, couple weeks ago. Good there. Mentally, I'm sound. I'm in good shape, man.
Nate, mentals and dentals?
Yeah, mentals and gentles, all right, yeah.
Did you say gentles?
That's the
mentals and dentals.
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure.
Jazzy, you in the back? Mentals and dentals good?
Very great.
Good.
Cool. Mentals are good.
How are you?
Here. Mentals are good over here.
Yeah.
Dentals not so much.
Uh-oh.
I got to go get a wisdom teeth pulled. A wisdom tooth, not a teeth.
Ooh, I still got all mine.
I got to go get
Hey,
a
don't do that. Don't do that, Jesse. Last dude I know had some wisdom tooth pulled. They lost it all, bro. They crazy now. Don't do it.
So you said Charles Haley recently got it? No. So I gotta figure out the proper timing. I think I'm gonna do that week right after the last preseason game because it gives me a couple days before I have to kind of get into the serious amount of talking.
Yeah.
So because it's chipped. And so they're gonna probably have to cut the gum, go in there and get it. So I'm waiting till that moment in time because I'm gonna need probably a day or two.
Yeah, to be able to talk right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get a Friday appointment, so that way I can do Friday appointment, Saturday, Sunday, and then hopefully be back fully functioning.
Let me know how that goes because I have a cavity on mine on the lower, but it's mine's so jammed up. My wisdom tooth is so jammed up. They were like, we can't get to it to fill it, so just wait until it bothers you, and then we'll just pull it out. We'll just take it out, and I'm like, okay, well, hopefully it bothers me after the first of the year when I get some benefits back on my insurance, because if not, that's probably like a couple grand to get that joker pulled out. So
all right,
we're good. Glad y'all are good.
Good.
So Nate, give us an update, man. What's going on? Like I feel out of the loop. I need you to tell me what are the hot stories today.
To look and see could Tyler Guyton put 2 nice days back to back. He had a good day yesterday. A lot of people trying to say great. I say he had a good day yesterday. To see one thing has been very consistent is our linebackers and DBs have been just robbing our quarterbacks. Our quarterbacks, whether it's Dak, Cooper, the other guy,
Trey Lance.
They've been getting the interceptions have just been coming in twos. It ain't coming one here, one there. It's 2 here, 2 there. I mean, back to back. People are showing out. Help me with that name. Wanye
Thomas.
Wanye Thomas. Well, he picked one off so nice yesterday. It just set the whole training camp off. That is a good thing to see. Now, one thing, when they first opened up the team inside run, we had number 59, Margerson, a linebacker, come down. Young got thumping up in there. So we noticed real quick that we have true linebackers in there now. people filling the gap, bringing the heat to the guards and centers. It's just a great thing. Mozzie is beefed up. He's getting quicker off of the snap, but he's still sometimes letting one guy block him, and we can never have that. Never have one guy blocking Mozzie. It always has to be two, so our linebackers can be effective. The wide receivers are doing okay, but they need to get a little better connection with their quarterbacks, or the quarterbacks need to be a little bit more sharper with their anticipation with their throws. But one thing has been consistent with this camp and this early camp is guys are moving quickly. Guys seem to know what they're doing. The center position, Hoffman ain't going to give it up easy, fellas. He's battling in there pretty hard.
I did a terrible job.
He got his work cut out for him.
I did a terrible job of setting that up. First day of padded practice was yesterday. So after you got about halfway through that, I should have said.
Hold on, Kurt. Before you go, I want Nate to go back and address something because I think this is. I mean, our show is one of the shows that we're extremely afforded the luxury to have a guy who's been a 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champion, to speak about offensive line. To me, is the most difficult position to talk about because I don't care who you are, how much you've been in the game, how much film you watch and study. If you ain't in them trenches, you don't really know what goes down in them trenches like offensive lineman. It's one of the hardest positions to actually judge and watch and to talk about. So Nate, I want to go back to the Tyler Guyton situation.
That's where I was going.
Okay, all right, so we're good. We're on the same page. Me and Kurt's on the same page. I just want you, one, to Tyler Guyton, the rookie left tackle the Cowboys drafted out of Oklahoma this year. You know, people talk about his size, right? 6'7", 325 pounds. But what has been praised a lot is just his nimbleness, his dancing bare feet. Can you go into a little bit more when you're talking about that left tackle position? What are some of the positive attributes that you want a left tackle like that to have?
The number one thing is you want him to have feet and hips combined, and the ability to bend his knees. It's kind of one thing, but it's three different parts. You know, quick feet, the ability to bend his knees, and to bend his hips after he's able to bend his knees. Because the change of direction, that is the key. A guy can take you upfield, dip the shoulder, twist the hips, you know, bat your hands down, and all of a sudden he'll lock you into that up the field, then he'll spin back inside and catch you with his inside arm and launch himself into the quarterback. This kid has shown that against Parsons, against a few other guys, DeMarcus Lawrence, that he can adjust to falling back inside with some viciousness and close off that inside rush when they try to spin back inside. That is what's been amazing, everybody, and how he can get off the snap count. Even though Parsons times it just right sometimes, he can get off the snap count and still get a hand on this guy and run him around the quarterback. So that is what he's been doing to amaze a lot of people. And he's been doing it without that perfect technique that I'm seeking. I need that technique to get involved with those good feet. I need for him not to lean, not to get overzealous and get too aggressive, because if you were game planning him, that's some of the things they would look for. But this is early in camp. He is trying to adjust to the speed of what he's seeing now. So you put up with these little inefficiencies. But I think this kid, if he continues to work, we don't know how far he can go, because we won't know until we go 100 miles an hour. Right now they're running about 50, 60 miles an hour. But you know, preseason they'll run about 60, 70 miles an hour. And then when the season starts, it's 110 out there on the freeway. So we'll see. He's getting better. And I know Coach Shalari is pushing that technique.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to know, because you had said he was good, while most of us seem to be hearing he's great. So good.
Yeah,
good,
but these guys who's telling you he's great, you know, they good at Madden. They played Madden. Yeah, they played Madden, and they take NC2, Y2, whatever they call it, KY8000, whatever his name these days.
KY is a wholly different conversation.
Not for this particular show. To stay on the Tyler Guyton conversation, when evaluating tackles, and a lot of times offensive linemen in general, you hear about arm length. arm length. And, I want my tackles to have the long arms. What give the people a more dumbed down version of the importance of your tackles and your interior offensive linemen being able to have long arms, and what does that mean in a positive way for them?
When you have long arms, the quicker you can get your hands on a defensive end, the quicker you can make them change directions. What you try to do is just like in basketball. When you got you lose Luka. What I want to do with Luka is I want to get him at the top of the key in the backcourt. In the front court. I want to get him when he receives the ball inbounds. I want to catch him right at the top of the key. And I want to make him go side to side. Well, with a tackle, if you got long arms, what you're trying to do with that defensive end is make him take a stutter step, make him change direction. Because every time he changes direction, that's a split second more you have to protect your quarterback. So that's what long arms do. But if you got short arms and a guy can get into your chest or get into and make you bend your elbows, now the power rushes come into effect. Now the spins come into effect, especially the spin with the hook with the elbow. So, but if you got long arms, you can just keep that guy at bay, and if he spins, you just use your hands to pitter-pat it, and when he turn around, you still facing him instead of him hooking you. Long arms is the key to all of this, especially if you have nimble feet. A guy can never get up on you. And with a left tackle, you don't have to be the most physical guy. It helps when you got somebody like at the 49ers, that B-step with the 49ers guy. It helps when they're physical, but you do not. I've seen guys play forever in this league. They were not the most physical guys, but they can redirect guys with them long arms and nice feet.
So what are you seeing from the other rookie, Cooper Beebe?
Cooper Beebe, he's got those short arms, which I don't think hurts as much on the inside. But if you don't be a perfectionist with your technique, now he's heavier than Hoffman and a little more sturdier built in the bottom. But Hoffman right now is beating him with technique, and I'm talking about for the competition. He's beating him with technique and just knowing what to do and being a little more comfortable. Beebe is still got to perfect his long snaps, his short snaps to the quarterback. He has to get comfortable with that, and I think they just making sure that he can do this right here. So every time they give him a snap, it's a learning session for him, because even though you're not going against the first team, these guys are better than what you faced in college. You just ain't gonna be tossing these guys out of the off the dance floor as easy as you do the guys in college. So he's still learning. It's a battle there. He's looking okay. All the young guys are looking okay. But yesterday they went pass rush, 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, and I hate that, because you never get a chance to see these better pass rushers. Maybe they'll do it a little different. Number 62, Nathan Thomas, he looked okay at times. Earl Bostic looked okay. The tackle at times looked okay. Bass was a little out of coordination. He wasn't believing his eyes. He was short-setting the guy. And what I mean by that, he was going forward at a guy real quick doing the pass set and giving up the inside. When he had to really move at all he had to do is just jam him because he was so close to him. But, the guys got to get their eyes and hand and foot coordination all working, and that'll happen more as camp go on.
Chuma Edoga, he left the practice field yesterday with an apparent something. I mean, that's why we got a little bit more of that action between Tyler Guyton and Micah Parsons and others. Is there anything that you've seen with Chuma Edoga? Is there a battle there at left tackle? And the extent of what his injury might have been.
What they do, Jesse, is depending on the drill or the team. One time, Edoga start, then Guyton a start, but they quickly rotate one another. But Guyton is a journeyman. Edoga is a journeyman. That's all he is. That's all he'll ever be. He's a guy that played 35 snaps and come up hurt. Like he walked out of practice yesterday. I don't know what the injury was, but that's Edoga. That's it. That's him during the season. Remember last year, the training camp. He missed all of training camp. But he was there for some of the games. He'll come in. He'll do a nice job. He'll fill in guy. We need to get him to fill in Shannon's teeth in the back there. He'll be just fit fine back there, and everything will be okay.
That's what we need. A doga in Shannon's mouth. That's what we need. Fill it up.
Yeah.
Fill it up. Fill it up.
Geez.
Fill it up.
We got to take our first break. Nate, you hanging on with us?
Yes, I'll hang on another segment. Thank you.
All right, we're going to be back with Nate Newton live from training camp. We have more questions. I want to know what the quarterback situation is looking like, both on and off the field. That and more when we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys!
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys. Jesse Holly, Shannon Gross, Kurt Daniels in studio. Nate Newton live from Oxnard Training Camp in California. And this segment is brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. All right, Nate. Bling. More insight since you're out there on site. Jesse, when are you heading out?
Oh, I have to do that. Let me tell you right now. Go ahead, talk.
Jesse will check on that. He's going to be out there at the same time Nate will be, so me and Kurt will be in studio. That'll be an interesting show. We'll have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll just let you guys have it at camp. I don't know. I need my $10
though. I'll be there August 10th.
August the 10th. For
yes.
How long? How long you out there?
3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
So you'll get 1 or 2 shows,
Right.
depending on how it falls, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. All right, Nate. The world wants to know that. What are you hearing on contract talks? We've heard here in Dallas that they've been throwing offers back and forth with CD and talks are cordial. We haven't heard much on the Dak front. Fill me in on what you're hearing on the contract talks. I know you're probably going to say is what it is. You don't really get into that talk.
No.
And then tell me what you're seeing on the field. I want to know what's going on at the QB position and who's getting the backup reps.
My feel is this here: is they get more play with CD. You know, CD responded Sunday night. You know, they threw an offer out there Friday, Saturday. CD people responded back. CD went in. He went in. You know, he want to keep the thing open. Not the same with Dak. They responded to Dak, and Dak hasn't responded back. Mr. Jones, Stephen Jones, haven't said that he's responded back. I think when Dak have said this twice, he don't know where his future is, here with the Cowboys or somewhere else. He said that twice, and he hasn't stopped practicing well. He's still leading his troops out there every day. But I think his mindset is, I'm going to be the best quarterback I can be in this training camp, going into the season, hoping he going to bet on himself, fellas. I think that's what he's going to do, because I think Dak is steadfast. He wants it all. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm not saying CD don't want it all. I'm not saying Parsons don't want it all. But, you know, we're not getting the response back from Dak like we have over the years past. He's not responding back. So, but he's out there doing his thing, and those other quarterbacks, Dak may throw one interception, other quarterbacks are throwing multiple interceptions. So it ain't like they, you know, it ain't like they finna supplant this guy. I mean, Cooper Rush is Cooper Rush, and Trey Lance is yet to step past Cooper Rush in my eyesight, y'all. I'm not a quarterback guru. Just come out just to give y'all a better opinion on these quarterbacks than I can, but I like completion.
Sounds like Lance has been disappointing so far.
You haven't heard anything, Kurt. I mean, no one is bringing him up. No one is, you know, I mean, y'all know how it is. People are so hungry for a story to, you know, they'll blow up guys and make it bigger than what it is. And then once the preseason started, they'll be like, man, I thought this guy was balling. Yeah, he was balling in the eyesight of these people that need a story. Mm-hmm.
You know what pisses me off?
What?
And we all know, if you followed this show for any amount of time, my thoughts and my feelings on Dak Prescott as a quarterback, as a leader, whatever have you. But what pisses me off, because I am 100% always going to be on the side of the player when it comes to getting money. Mm-hmm. 100%.
Yep.
And maybe I'm at fault. Because you listen to some of these fans, and whether it's social media, whether it's call-ins or texts or whatever it is, and everyone has the right to an opinion. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean your opinion is right. You have the right to it, doesn't mean it's right. But what pisses me off is when people are like, oh, he shouldn't get this and he shouldn't get that because of this and this and that. And this is my camera, right, Jazz? Yeah. I'm willing to bet money that when your little annual bonus time comes, your little bonus time comes around.
There you go.
And the company's like, hey, we're giving out $1.25 bonuses. We're giving out $1.50 bonuses per hour. We're giving out this and this and this and that. And you didn't get your bonus. That you didn't get your pay amount according to the work production that you think you deserve. And that the money that you're talking about you deserve, because this is what the market is for your position, go somewhere else. You have a fit. You have a conniption. You would have an aneurysm if somehow, somewhere you looked around the office in your particular field and you said, boy, Suzanne got a $2 raise. Boy, Bob got a $2.25 raise. Boy, Margaret got a $3 raise. Where the hell is my raise? I'm on par to doing the same thing that those other people do, but I don't get a raise in market value. I don't get my bonuses like everyone else. You have a fit. But then you get on these social media sites and you get on these different blogs, and all of a sudden you're talking about, oh, he shouldn't get this and he shouldn't get that. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the business. Whether you got only one person a year gets a chance to win the Super Bowl. And I get it. Most of you are going to say, and I say the same thing, we want to see more production in the playoffs. But we're talking about business. Very few quarterbacks have the regular season record of Dak Prescott. The numbers of Dak Prescott, the consistency of Dak Prescott. So when it comes around this whole thing about, oh, we should take less and do this and this and this and that, no, the hell he shouldn't, because you wouldn't. Because you would not. If you heard that Martha and Barbara and Bob got a raise to market value and you didn't, you'll be going to see HR. You'll be going to see one of the companies now because you have been discriminated on. So stop it, guys. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. You have to understand, this is the business. And sometimes it's not all predicated upon how many playoff games you won. And no one more than me wants Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys to win more playoff games. But the business is the business. Mm-hmm. And that's just what it is. And right now, he has set himself up to be in the business of being one of the highest paid quarterbacks in NFL history. Now, that may only last for a year. That may only last for 6 months because the next person in line will get above market value or at market value. So please, y'all, stop it. Stop texting me. Stop tweeting me. I don't want to hear it anymore. If you're not taking the same approach down at the warehouse or at your cubicle or wherever it is you're working at, if you're not taking the same approach when it comes to contract time, if you're not taking the same approach when it comes to getting market value for the work that you feel you deserve, shut the hell up. Shut up. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to anyone about it. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear your concerns. I don't want to hear your gripes. Because his 60 and your $1.25 is the same damn thing. Because I'm sure if they told you, hey, you know, we're not going to give you this because we need to spread this thing around the office. Excuse me. You have a fit. So y'all stop with that, man. The man is going to get the money, whether it's in Dallas or whether it's in one of these 31 other cities. The money is coming his way. He's getting ready to make $55 million this year, whether y'all like it or not. Already on the books. So please, this is the going rate for playing quarterback in the National Football League. Don't like it? Go watch rugby. Go watch basketball. Go watch baseball. But this is where the market is. Feel how you want to feel. Argue with your mother. He's going to get this money. Sorry.
Jesse?
Yes.
Jesse?
Yes.
You there?
I'm here.
Jesse, I agree with everything you said 100%. But y'all know Jesse don't want y'all to stop tweeting him or Facebooking him.
I do. I promise you.
You know that out of all that stuff Jesse said, he wants your opinion. He may not respect your opinion. He will respect it, but he may not agree with your opinion. But everything Jesse said is true, except continue to X him. Okay?
No, yeah.
Thank you.
I agree with you. Like the people that are on that hill, I don't understand that.
It's dumb.
The two hills that I agree with are he's going to get paid. Someone's going to either here or wherever, like you said, someone's going to pay him that money. I think we went down a list. I think it was off the air the other day. Yeah. There's seven viable cities.
There were 12 teams.
There were 12.
And there were 7 that were
legit. Legit. 5 are like, maybe if they sit this guy, he could sit
trade
here.
him away. Yeah. But there was 7
that's like, hey.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, that would pick that phone up and be like, how much? And then you get in a bidding war with them. There's no telling where that goes, right? And Dak has always bet on himself and will continue to bet on himself because he keeps winning when he bets on himself. And I think the two camps that you have are either you pay him to stay here because you think he can get you to where you need to be. He's a top 5 regular season quarterback no matter how you look at it right now, right? Mm-hmm. I think the knock on him is he hasn't won the big games when you need him.
Don't think about that. Don't think about it. Okay. That's the knock.
That's the knock.
That is,
and I think
that's the big knock.
The one question, only thing you have to ask is, did Kirk Cousins got paid? Did he just get paid this offseason?
Twice.
That's the only question you got to ask yourself.
Twice, yeah. So Dak's going to get paid. It's, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, do you want to be in the conversation every year and be in the playoffs, right? Because you're going to get there with Dak. You're most likely going to be in that conversation every year. And you might have to live with not winning those big games because that's been the history here. Or have you come to the realization and that, like, okay, I'm ready to move on. He can't win me the big game. But then what? What do you have? Would you rather go gamble and remember and go through the days of Quincy and Chad Hutchinson and Vinny Testaverde and Drew Bledsoe? And what was that 10-year span they went through until they backed into Tony Romo?
Walked into Tony Romo.
Like that. That is a very think about all, like Nate said, these quarterbacks are getting paid like that because there's only about 10 of them that give you that chance to be in the playoffs every year. Like, even if you think Dak can't win the big one, Parcells always said, get me to the dance and you never know what happens.
You never know.
You know?
Walk about your way, turnover. A lot of things can happen.
So what's the holdup?
Well, I mean, you got to think, is the team come to that realization? Either, hey, this is all the money we really have and we aren't budging on this, Or, hey, when I saw that playoff game, I don't know if you can get us where we need to be, and we're moving on, and we're trying to make it look good for the public. I think it's one of two, right? You either really trying to work and you don't have the money, because if you had the money, you would already pay. You would already paid it.
The money's there.
Let me ask y'all this. Well, I tell you what. Let's take a quick break. Nate, will you stay on for a couple of minutes when we come back?
Hey, I'm loving it, Jesse. Bring it, Jesse. Bring it.
Will you stay on for a couple of minutes, because we hadn't talked about this part.
I'm gonna ride with y'all.
All right. We'll be right back. I got a question when we come back.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys!
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at Wingstop.com.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw, the official dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about contracts. We've kind of stayed away from this the whole offseason, but Jesse had enough, and he broke down, and he addressed everybody out there, and Nate was right on point. Jesse was right, but I'll accept the part. Don't stop tweeting him, because then he wouldn't have anything. He wouldn't have anything to do in his spare time.
I'll text y'all.
My question is there going to ever be a point? We saw it with the running back 2 years ago, where the teams finally just said enough, right? And you've seen teams be successful with quarterbacks on their rookie deals that weren't superstars and they weren't elite quarterbacks. They were good quarterbacks, and they had a lot of great pieces around them, and they were able to build, right? I guess the jury's still out on Brock Purdy, but that's kind of the model a lot of these teams are going with now, right? Is like, get them cheap, lock them in, win what you can win, pay the pieces around them, and then we'll figure it out when the contract comes up. Is there ever going to be a time in the NFL where ownership goes, okay, quarterback salary is getting ridiculous. We think we can win with a decent quarterback, a great defense, and some great pieces around the quarterback, and just, kind of like what the Ravens did back in the day, right? Or do you think these salaries for quarterback are just going to keep going?
I, in my heart of hearts, I believe whenever we get to this whole new CBA situation, right? Because they're going to want that 18th game.
Yep.
Just so y'all know,
they're gonna separate the quarterback position and say this got his own cap.
Yep. They're gonna say because it's not gonna stop. This is the most important position on the football field, and for every one or two teams, because there's only one or two teams that you can really say had capitalized or made it really worth their while on a rookie deal. that got them to the promised land. Of course, you could say Patrick Mahomes before he got his deal. They were hot, sky flying. Brock Purdy is I think it's a negative connotation, but to say is a system quarterback. FYI, people, every quarterback is a system quarterback. Right. Just want to let y'all know
if you
this.
get in the right system.
Just want to let y'all know this. You didn't listen. If you take anything from Salt and Pepper Poppy, every quarterback is a system quarterback. The system plays to the strengths of the quarterback. Brock Purdy, and then at one point in time, Jalen Hurts, right? But we see how that, even when you paid all those pieces, it still didn't, you got to the dance. But there's other teams that you can say, well, that failed. The Bears, that failed. The Patriots, that failed. The Steelers, there's our teams over the Jaguars in the list, the Titans and Tampa, and Houston's kind of got going in the right direction. But there are team after team after team that went and got quarterbacks on rookie contracts and put other pieces around them, only to find out, damn, this is the most important position right now that we have to pay. Even when Green Bay went and got Love to play behind Aaron Rodgers, I think the Love deal is a smart deal. If I'm being honest with you, because if he has another season like that next year, the price is going way. Yeah. It's going to be on the 65-year type deal, and now you're stuck. Now you're like, damn, we gotta pay him this. So they're like, let me get ahead of this before it gets a little bit. Because
you're putting your eggs in that basket anyway. Why not go ahead and get in front of it?
Just go ahead and get in front of it.
That's why it doesn't make sense that Cowboys keep waiting, because it just, like we've said before, the price just keeps going up. No matter what they think, as the leaves fall, they just.
And forgive me, I don't know. I saw if it was R.J. Ochoa or if it was Machota. If one of those two guys, and please forgive me, I'm not trying to steal anybody's thunder. If it was Machota or RJ, I'm sorry. One of the guys wrote, and it talked about 4 or 5 months ago, there wasn't a Jared Goff deal. There wasn't these other deals, Lawrence deals. There wasn't these deals that now reset the market again. Could have got it done then. Yeah. Same thing with CeeDee Lamb. 4 or 5 months ago, these deals that you're talking about.
You could have set the market.
You could have set you could have said, all right, here, boom, all right, go, 53, 52. And then let those guys build off that. But and Jerry said it, I want to see more leaves fall.
Piled up.
They didn't piled up on you, bro. And then
the blower out.
Yeah,
get the blower out.
Now you're stuck. But you had an opportunity 4 or 5 months ago, before the Goff deal was done, before the Lawrence deal was done, before the Love deal was done. There were like 4 or 5 quarterbacks who got deals done in the last 4 or 5 months, and you still haven't got Dak's deal done. This thing is only going to get richer.
Yeah.
And if he goes out this season, and this is the part from the player's perspective, and Nate, you can jump in on this, where the ego comes into play. Because I don't care how humble you are, and all the right things that you say in front of the media, there is an internal 100%. Ego that goes along with being a player.
It's that alpha dog, that competitive. How else do you measure yourself against people in the league other than your money?
And then now you're going to say, if I go out this year and I'm another top 2, top 3 MVP candidate, and I have another 11, 12 win season, and I don't give a damn what happens in the playoffs, guess what? Now I'm really, because you made me wait even more. Here's my number, and I'm not budging from it. Or, and that's another thing. He walks, and you get nothing, and you're still in the books the next year for another $45 million, and you get like it is an asinine thing to even think about. Like, you screwed up so bad in this situation. Just pay the man the money and rectify it, and let's move on. We'll figure it out later on. But you put yourself in such. Now you can say, you know what? I'm away from it. We're done. We'll pay him this money next year. We'll have what we have in the books, and we'll just move forward. But I just find it very hard to believe in a league that is quarterback dominant, and for an owner that constantly tells us, I don't have a long time for a bad time, or whatever the terminology that he uses.
To go find that quarterback and rebuild with that.
It is the crapshoot. Like, for 20 years, you've got the luck of the draw. You found an undrafted player in Tony Romo who made you relevant and made you competitive each and every week. And then you found a 4th-round pick.
That had to get 3 people hurt in front of him just to get on the field in preseason.
You were giving Kellen Moore the job.
That practice, not good.
Right.
The only reason why you found out is because he got into a preseason game by accident.
And then Kellen broke his ankle. You were in a battle with Jamil Showers, who they turned into a safety. So my only thing is about this is that I don't know how much you can continue to press your luck to think that the next great white hope you're going to find in the UFSL, or somewhere like that. You can find yourself in a situation where you're Cleveland, where for 20 years you're trying to find a quarterback and it just doesn't work out. And if you don't have a quarterback in this league, I'm telling you guys,
Nate, do you think ownership will ever get to the point where they have to stop paying this money, or do you think it's like Jesse said, it's just so out of control and it's such a quarterback dominant league that they're gonna have to figure something out? I think we lost.
He agrees with me. There you go.
I don't hear
What they have been talking about is creating a separate salary cap for quarterbacks.
It's coming.
Yeah, but even then, you're going to be paying a bundle. So.
Did Kurt listen to the last segment?
I don't know, but exactly what I said.
Nate has us on mute, and he's probably having a full conversation without us and has no idea that he's on mute.
But no, Kurt, yes.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But I think that's where we're going. I think that's just where we're going with it.
I think so. I think you almost have to put a good product on the field, because you're gonna see you later, Nate.
Yep.
You're gonna hamstring yourself so much or you do some kind of luxury tax where you get this much, and kind of like what basketball does. You get, I don't know. They got to figure.
They got the apron now. Like they have. Is that basketball or football? The apron. It's football. I get them confused sometimes. But no, it's basketball. But yeah, as long as the TV deals continue to grow and the profit margin continues to grow in the game of football, you can't. There's no way the owners can keep making money in the players, and then now you're adding, an 18th game. So now if you're adding an 18th game, that number goes up again. Like the number is going to keep going up.
And the difference in football and other sports, like football teams you don't lose money in football. Like some of these small market baseball teams, you can lose basketball, you can lose money. NFL, the lowest revenue team, you're not losing money.
No.
So you're not at a competitive disadvantage by the cap not going up or being at a certain
No, because everyone, like, unless the NFL loses money, teams aren't losing money.
Right.
Because each team is allocated a certain amount of dollars, the revenue share.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I'm
fellas.
getting that regardless. Yeah, Nate, welcome back.
Fellas, yeah. I agree with you. I just think what Jesse said earlier about when they go into the new collective bargaining agreement, players are going to stand up, because players better realize you can't have a guy getting 25% of the cap and leaving 75% for 51 or 52 other guys. The players are going to have to step up and say, you know what? You either separate these quarterbacks situation, or they have to fall up under a certain percentage of the team's cap, because
it's hurting the league as a whole, right?
It's hurting the league and it's hurting the players.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I'm not begrudging Dak this 55. Get the 55, but somebody on your team gonna say, how do I get paid? I'm worth $30 million.
Or
I'm
60.
worth $25 million. I'm worth 18. I can't get paid because we've just given all the money to 3 players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna rectify it. If they don't, shame on them. Shame on them, and more power to the quarterback.
I was just wanting to know y'all's thoughts on if, they said no to the running back position 2 years ago, and it was like the money stopped. Like, we're not paying you guys, and they just quit. I didn't think it would ever happen with quarterbacks, but, I just wanted to get y'all's take.
Well, they started to have the evidence to show that I can plug and play a running back, right? They started having the evidence to show that. Now, if there's somehow, some way that you can continue to find success with the Brock Purdy's of the world, then sure, maybe, but I don't see it.
Until then,
I don't see that. I don't see that happening. Because that is with running back. You have. I can put. I got a big back, a small back, a running, fast back, a slow back. How about first down back, a fourth down? I can have 3 or 4 different backs, and complete a job. This ain't the old days where you can have a quarterback coming in and out. Hey, this is my running quarterback. This is my short yardage quarterback. This is my deep throwing quarterback. Mm-hmm. You got to have one guy.
Yep.
There's be one guy that goes out there and plays this position. And there's a reason why there's only 32 jobs, starting jobs in this league. And for the most part, we only really talk about the top 12 of those. So out of the 32, you talk about a third of that are really the only, because there ain't that many out there. It's like left tackles. You ain't going down to your local Lowe's and Walmart and Home Depot and going to the utility aisle and going, yep, that right there. Load that up. That 6'6", 325-pound nimble feet dude, long arms. Yeah, put him in the cart. I'll take 2 of them. You just aren't.
Yeah. So Nate, since you called back in, I don't want you to call in for nothing. Let's talk real quick. We got to get out of here. But your guy Zeke. We hadn't talked about the running back at all.
And that is the reason I called back in. I rapped with Zeke this morning. The first thing he told me to tell Kurt, say, hello, Kurt, I'm back. Nice. That's the first thing he told me.
Don't get me on that show and snake bite me. Do not get me on that show. How's it looking? How's he look?
He look fresh.
Does he?
He look fresh. I think.
How do you think the carries are going to go? How do you think the carries are going to go this year? He get most of them?
10 to 12.
And then
it'll build as the season go on.
Ain't no way. And then he going to be the starting running back week 1. I told y'all that.
No. He's going to be the starter.
And you'll get 20 reps.
He's going to be the starter.
But
20. Ooh.
Yeah.
The deal is this right here. I think they will build him up as the season go on. I think they will ask a lot from Rico Dowdle and maybe another guy. Who that other guy is, I don't know. But I think they will build him up as the season go on. Yes, he's going to be the starter, but if they get 20 carries out of Zeke, I just don't see how that happens all year. I think Rico Dowdle has to come up. Either another guy has to come up and share this before. McCarthy's been here before. He know how to use the back the proper way.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Nate, hang on the phone. After we go off air, I got a question for you. Just hang on just 1 second.
Okay, my brother.
All right. We're going to get out of here. Nate, thanks for calling in. Jesse, Kurt, good seeing you guys. Jazz, thanks for keeping us on the air. What's my guy's name that's out at camp? Got his own show now?
No, I'm standing right here, Josh, and he keeps calling you Sharon. I'm about to slap him.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't be disrespecting Shannon like that.
There you go. You get my back out there, Nate.
Yeah.
All right. We will be back. I won't be here Friday. I'm going to the Hall of Fame, fellas.
Wow.
Going up there for some work. Yeah. I'm going up tomorrow. I'll be back on Saturday, so I'll see you.
With the stars
with the yellow jackets, the gold jackets.
Rub some shoulders with some gold jackets up there. I'll report back to you next week. I'll be back Tuesday, so y'all have fun on Friday. Nate, hang on. I got a quick question for you. We will be back. They will be back on Friday, and I'll see you next week on Hanging with the Boys. We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!